All right, into Golden Pack, and we're going to try and win with a full team of monkeys. Now, this is something that I used to see people doing quite often back when Golden Pack first released. But since then, I mean, you never see it anymore because it's a lot more difficult. Originally, when the pack hadn't been out for that long, people just didn't really know how to play it properly. They didn't really end up getting strong teams by today's standards towards the end of the game. So if you managed to get a few monkeys on your team, you were just going to outscale everyone, and it wasn't really going to be a problem getting the full team as long as you found enough manatees and enough bananas. But here we're setting up with the chipmunk so that later on, if we do keep the chipmunk long enough, we can find a banana and then use the chipmunk to get multiple bananas. Now, Golden Pack has changed quite a bit lately. Although there's only been a few items changed, it has been pretty significant. You can see the fig there on screen is one of them. The fact that eggplant is gone means ordered teams can't be moved. So, if I take Secretary Bird here, it's 100% guaranteed to stay at the back of the team. I don't know if that's a good thing. I've tried recording other videos in Golden Pack recently, but I tend to end up ranting about some of the changes. So let's just try and put that out of our minds. Although here we immediately face a Dart Frog, which is another classic team where you could actually mess their lineup up, but not anymore. I mean, I guess Dart Frog's health is low, so you could use Fig, but Fig rapidly runs out of usefulness pretty quickly. So I think here I am going to take Fig just to give the Secretary Bird something else to do, and we'll give the health from the cone snail to the muskox. But yeah, I was running the early game over and over on this, trying to get multiple manatees on turn 5, and most of the time it just wasn't happening. So I decided, we don't have to do that every time. We can wait till turn 7 and then just look for them in the shop. We can also freeze stoats, which is what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to start by selling the stoats. And I would imagine one of these is going to be a manatee. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a video. There you go. So, getting the 1/1 manatee is great, but we do need the banana, and there we go. The chipmunk works out perfectly. We can get the 2 bananas onto the manatee, so we will get 1 monkey immediately if we do this right. Now I'm going to take the Secretary Bird here and put it up front, just so that the manatee buffs don't go to waste, and we will buff the one that has the higher stats. Until we get the first monkey, we are going to be wasting stats, but it doesn't really matter. It's helping us maintain our hearts, although we are going to lose to this team, I would imagine. Maybe I should have had the lizard get buffed by the Secretary Bird here, but yeah, it didn't really matter. Again, muskox is a lot stronger than it was before because you cannot move the pet that was in front of it. And even if you snipe the slug with what's it called, Fig, they're still going to get the trigger on the ability because muskox just works based on feint. It's not attack. So yeah, we're going to bring in a slug of our own, and that's mainly just because I feel like we're in a pretty bad spot here. But I will buy the waffle onto the monkey to give it a little bit more stats, and we'll freeze another manatee and the banana. Now that is one of the difficulties of trying to do this, is you basically have to freeze or take every manatee, not necessarily every banana, because when you buy the manatee you have 3 turns, or 2 turns I guess, before you have to buy the banana onto it, otherwise it'll faint. You can extend that if you buy potato, but it's pretty costly doing that, so I feel like it's much better just to roll for banana, and luckily here we got 2 of them. So now we're set up with the triple manatee. We are going to get another monkey. Unfortunately, none of them here are going to faint at the same time, so we're not going to get a buff from the Secretary Bird. But the front monkey is starting to bulk up, and we do snipe the flea. And do we have enough here? Yeah, I think we should be okay. the buffs from the secretary bird mean that we end up taking care of the gazelle. So now, yeah, I don't freeze the banana here because I'm looking for chocolate, because we need to level 2 the monkeys as soon as we can, because very soon that's the only scaling we're going to have, other than buying pretzel. Pretzel is great when you've got the full team of monkeys. You can buy pretzel freely for the plus 404, and then we'll really just be looking for perks. And here is a dart frog team, but luckily they're only level 1, so the amount of damage it's outputting is not going to be good enough. So yeah, having the level 2 secretary bird kind of as an insurance policy is really good. There's another manatee. Now here we are in a privileged position that the 2 manatees are going to faint at the same time. So actually here I think yeah, we're going to make sure that the second monkey gets the buff from the secretary bird. I love when this happens. It's so unusual to get the buff from the secretary bird in the shop. It's something that you see people doing all the time in customs, but yeah, it just doesn't happen in Golden Pack. And here, yeah, I think luckily the monkey removes the melon there from the manatee, and we're going to get a tie, which is fine because we're actually getting to the point where we need more turns to make sure that the manatee faints. So actually here we have to sell a secretary bird, which is a little bit scary. We are going to sort of decrease in power level, but we are hoping that the buffs from the monkeys are going to be enough to outcompete the other teams. Now here I give the monkey at the back the potato. That's just to soak up snipes, and you can see here we face a full fig team with the level 2 poison dart frog. We're just going to keep taking the hits. I think, yeah, we are going to lose. But that's the classic example of a team where you can't do anything about it anymore. I think even if I had lots of figs on my team, it wouldn't have mattered there. Now here we roll down for banana, don't find it. I guess I was also rolling for pita bread there, but I don't get it, so we're just going to have to rely on the 2 big monkeys at the front to try and carry us. Pretty weak looking team here. Yeah, emu. I have seen more people playing emu now that it can't be pushed by eggplant, but that team just wasn't strong enough, so we do survive here. But now we have to find banana, and luckily I get it on the first roll. That would have been very painful if there hadn't been one in the shop there. So now I'm going to start working on the 3rd monkey. We'll buy the pretzel, and then we also get a level 2. But it is a little bit worrying that we don't have any pita bread yet, and that's why I don't freeze the pretzel there, because I know that I'm almost certainly going to need more equipment. Just having the 1 potato at the back is probably not going to be good enough. A level 3 bird of paradise team, but thankfully their stats are actually spread out quite wide. And the large units at the front are able to take care of them. So on to 9, and I think here I'm just going to roll for pita bread. So there is a pretzel, but yeah, I'm just going to pass it up, I think, or maybe I'm going to take it. Okay, we are going to take it, and we do not find anything. So yeah, the 3 HP feels like it could have been a lot better that turn. But this team is very strange. They have the manatee about to faint. They're on 9 wins. I'm not sure why they still have the manatee plus the banana. But luckily it worked out for the 5 monkey win. I guess it's kind of appropriate that we faced that banana tea at the very end. But I've got a lot of bonus footage from this one. So here is... this is one where I actually got multiple manatees on turn 5. And so we get into the position here of having 2 of them ready to faint next turn. And we also have the chipmunk. And yeah, I think we're going to lose here, but we actually have a good number of hearts intact. So I think I'm just going to roll for a banana now. At some point I'll just start selling off the other members of the team. We actually have a full shop of stoats now, which is insane. And I think here, do I sell the squid now? I just want to find the banana before I do anything else. And there we go. So we can sell the chipmunk, get the 2 bananas onto the manatees, and then buy sell the stoats, and we get another manatee. So if I roll a banana, which I do, I'm now in a position to get 3 monkeys on turn 7. I didn't count exactly how many games I played of this, but that was not happening very often, I can assure you. So there we go, the triple monkey. It does mean that this turn our team is looking pretty weak, and I think we are going to lose. Yeah, the monkey is going to end up triggering the guinea fowl. Yeah, so it's a definite loss. But now we're going to be getting +6, +9 per turn with the triple monkey. So I think here the stoats are probably... am I going to still use the stoats? Yeah, I guess I was greeding even harder for more manatees, but I think I buy sell them all and I don't get any. Yeah, double manta ray, not really what I wanted. In fact, we spend almost the entire turn buy selling stoats, and I didn't find any manatees. So here we are on 9 wins, and I still only have the 3 monkeys that I found. Now, I couldn't believe that this game, which had been an unbelievable high roll of manatees and bananas, I went the entire rest of the game without finding any. And so here we are, turn 14. I've only got the 3 monkeys. I've got the banana frozen. Even if I find a manatee, I would have to somehow draw a huge number of turns. But unfortunately, this is something else that you're seeing a lot now in Golden Pack, which is 50-50 flea, 50-50 weasel, because people have just spammed cockatoo over and over. So we do have some other runs that made it to 9. And this one looks much, much stronger, because we have the triple pita bread, and we are, I think our stats are actually better as well. Although we are on turn 17, I didn't notice in the first game which turn we were on. I guess I'll put that up on screen now. So here I was feeling relatively confident. Although it is turn 17, you can still definitely face, beatable teams, since we have no abilities and we're just relying on the stats and the equipment. But unfortunately, we face Cobra, and I've been discovering that Cobra is extremely broken now in Golden Pack, because, like I was mentioning earlier, you cannot move it. So, previously it would be a bit of a risk. You would put Cobra second, maybe Slug Beluga in front or something like that, and it might end up getting pushed to the front, but not anymore. So you're basically guaranteed to get all the damage, and as soon as you see a Cobra on the opposing team, it's automatic loss. And here we see the most evil man in SAP living up to his name. To be honest, the team itself is not very good, because there's not much protection on anything. I guess this team might have been beaten by a sniper, but to be honest, I think most teams are going to lose to just Cobra plus Beluga Slug. It just does so much damage that late in the game, and you can see there that Cobra was pretty lethal. So don't want to end it on too much of a downer. Here we go with some other runs from Golden Pack, and here I was about to buy the chocolate onto the octopus for no reason. But this is a fairly weak looking team, 5 ospreys. I've done this one a couple of times before. But like I was saying, sometimes you just get matched with unusual opponents, and Meerkat is one of those types of opponents. So actually the fairly mediocre stats are going to be plenty here, and the oyster at the end. Okay, maybe it wasn't that crushing a victory, but a victory nonetheless, and we still had 3 hearts intact. So this one is 5 magpies. Now it's only turn 13, and I've scaled them. It was sea lion plus African penguin, and then blue-ringed octopus. And this is crazy. I don't know if I've ever had this before in Golden Pack, but I actually faced someone who was throwing by putting the grizzly bear up the front. So I don't know what they were planning on doing. So let me know in the comments below, have you ever faced someone in Golden Pack who was throwing? And take another look at that team. Why do you think that grizzly bear team wanted to throw?